Why chemistry and attraction aren't enough, 3 relationship truths revealed. The allure of attraction and chemistry can sometimes jeopardize your chances of enjoying a fulfilling relationship. Yes, it's true, these elements can act as potential relationship destroyers. The reality is that sexual attraction, emotional bonds, and even love do not automatically ensure a long-lasting, happy partnership. In this video, we will explore 10 reasons why depending solely on these feelings may not lead to a successful long-term relationship. If you're new to my channel, my mission is to assist men in understanding modern women, enabling you to find, attract, and maintain a meaningful connection with the right partner. My videos are designed for those who aspire to improve their relationships with women. Welcome to Just the Tip. It's important to remember that while many of these factors may not be outright deal breakers on their own, they do require attention and effort to align. Some aspects, however, are indeed non-negotiable. I encourage you to share in the comments which points resonate with you as we delve into this topic. So, why might chemistry, attraction, and love fall short? 1. Incompatible life goals. Sure, the sparks may fly and your hormones may be in overdrive, but if you and your partner are heading in different directions, you're likely in for a tumultuous journey, not the enjoyable kind. For instance, you might meet a woman who makes your heart race and the chemistry is palpable. However, as you spend more time together, you realize that your priorities and aspirations are fundamentally misaligned. You may wish to settle down and start a family, or if you're older, be close to your children and grandchildren. On the other hand, she might crave a carefree, nomadic lifestyle filled with travel and has no interest in children. The outcome? Despite your best efforts to make it work, you find yourselves in constant conflict, akin to rival factions in an endless battle. The clash of life priorities can become as dramatic as a scene from Game of Thrones, and despite the passionate intimacy, there's no happy resolution. The solution here is to seek a partner whose life and relationship goals align with yours. 2. Shared interests. This may seem counterintuitive, but a relationship isn't solely about those romantic butterflies. Without at least some common interests and activities, your relationship could end up feeling one-sided. For example, you might be head over heels for a woman who is eager to please, rare, but it happens. However, outside of that, you struggle to find common ground. You love nature, road trips, and trying new cuisines, while she prefers binge-watching celebrity gossip on YouTube and following makeup tutorials. Without shared interests, your relationship can feel disconnected and superficial. As a result, you might attempt to inject excitement into your time together, but those efforts can feel forced, like a poorly executed pickup line at a singles bar. Eventually, boredom sets in, and both of you may start looking for an exit. The solution is to choose a partner who shares some of your interests or is willing to engage in your hobbies, while you should also be open to exploring hers. 3. Communication skills. While pillow talk can be enjoyable, it's crucial to differentiate between lust and love. Are you capable of discussing serious matters? If effective communication is lacking, you may find yourself tangled in a web of misunderstandings and frustrations. For instance, you might feel a strong attraction to a woman, and the chemistry is undeniable. However, when it comes to resolving conflicts, she may shut down or resort to passive-aggressive behavior. Despite the intense chemistry, the absence of healthy communication can lead to unresolved issues, gradually diminishing the happiness in your relationship. The end result is that, despite your best intentions, resolving conflicts can become as challenging as navigating a complex maze. Navigating a relationship can sometimes feel like wandering through a maze while blindfolded, where your conversations resemble an endless game of charades, and it seems like there's no winner in sight. If you're looking for solutions, I invite you to check out my video on how to effectively resolve conflicts with an angry partner, which you can find linked at the end of this discussion. Emotional support is crucial. It's not just about the physical sparks that fly. Gentlemen, it's essential to have a partner who stands by you when life throws unexpected challenges your way. If your significant other is emotionally unavailable or overly self-centered, your relationship may feel like a barren desert oasis, devoid of any refreshing water. For instance, you might find yourself completely enamored with her, feeling an undeniable chemistry. However, when you encounter personal challenges like losing a job, facing family troubles, or dealing with health issues, she might respond with comments like, "Stop complaining and just toughen up." This reaction can leave you feeling isolated and lonely within the relationship. Ultimately, Her failure to support you during difficult times can lead to an emotional disconnect, akin to reaching out for a comforting hug only to receive a mere handshake in return. The absence of emotional support can leave you feeling emptier than a jar of pickles at a hot dog stand. So, what's the solution? Surprise! Be the change you want to see. Learn how to effectively communicate your needs by watching my video on handling conflicts with an angry woman. Next, let's talk about trust and loyalty. While love may sometimes be blind, trust certainly isn't. If your partner constantly seeks attention or validation from other men, you may find yourself in a painful situation. Trust and loyalty are the essential glue that holds a relationship together. For example, you might be irresistibly attracted to a woman who is charming and full of life. However, if you discover that her vibrant personality is also directed towards other men, it can cross your boundaries. Despite the strong sexual attraction and perhaps even love, her lack of respect can undermine the foundation of your relationship, leading to ongoing doubts and conflicts. The result? You may find yourself trying to rebuild trust after each breach, but the cracks keep widening, making the relationship feel like a leaky boat taking on water faster than you can say a toyam. The solution here is to seek a partner who shares your values regarding trust, loyalty, and boundaries. Now, let's discuss shared beliefs and values. There's a saying that opposites attract, but let's be honest, if you're marching to the beat of completely different drums, you might not be in the right band. For instance, you might be swept off your feet by a woman who makes your heart race and leaves you breathless. However, as you get to know her better, you may discover that her religious or political beliefs are in stark contrast to yours, leading to constant disagreements. The outcome? You might try to navigate these differences by agreeing to avoid discussing them, but issues keep arising, creating a tug-of-war where neither side is willing to let go. Finding a compromise can feel as elusive as spotting a unicorn at a petting zoo, and the relationship can devolve into a battleground of conflicting ideologies, criticism, and contempt. The solution is to choose a partner whose values and beliefs align with your own. Lastly, let's touch on personal growth. We are all evolving beings, my friends. If your partner cannot support your personal growth or if you stifle hers, one of you may end up feeling like a bird trapped in a gilded cage. For example, you might be in a relationship with someone you find incredibly attractive, and the chemistry is electric. However, as you explore new passions and interests, you may notice that she discourages or belittles your aspirations. Her insecurities about your growth can feel suffocating, leaving you unfulfilled. Conversely, it could be you who feels threatened by her progress. The end result is that one of you strives for personal growth while the other feels held back, leading to frustration and dissatisfaction in the relationship. It often seems that some individuals are more focused on trimming down grand aspirations rather than fostering them. This situation can be likened to attempting to ascend a mountain while carrying a backpack filled with heavy stones. The solution? Seek out someone who possesses a guiding compass of personal growth ideals, and collaborate to ensure that both of you feel included in each other's development. It's essential to unpack those burdensome boulders together. Now, let's talk about conflict resolution skills. It's important to acknowledge that no relationship is without its flaws. Disagreements are a natural part of any partnership. If you find yourselves unable to navigate through turbulent times without capsizing your relationship, you might be heading for a disaster akin to the Titanic. Okay, that analogy might be a bit dramatic, but consider this: you're deeply in love, and the chemistry is undeniable. However, when conflicts arise, instead of tackling the issues in a constructive manner, you both might resort to shouting, shifting blame, or erecting emotional walls. This inability to handle conflicts effectively can strain your emotional bond, leaving you feeling frustrated and unfulfilled. Even if you manage to resolve issues and enjoy some passionate reconciliation, it can feel like a tennis match where both players keep hitting the ball out of bounds. The remedy? Learn to resolve conflicts like a relationship expert. This is definitely something that can be improved. Next, let's discuss commitment and effort. Relationships are not without their challenges. They require continuous attention and care, much like maintaining a car or staying physically fit. If either partner is unwilling to invest the necessary effort, it's akin to trying to keep a plant alive without watering it. Spoiler alert, it will wither and die. For instance, you might initially be swept off your feet by intense attraction and chemistry, but as time passes, you may notice that your partner is no longer putting in the same level of effort. Perhaps she prioritizes her own needs and desires above all else. The outcome? You might find yourself pouring in more time and energy than a contestant on a reality TV show, while she seems more interested in being the star of her own narrative. The solution here is to have an open conversation about your needs. If she shows no interest in meeting them, it may be time to gracefully exit and seek someone who understands the importance of sharing the spotlight. Now, let's consider external factors. Life can be quite unpredictable, throwing sharp turns at your relationship, such as financial difficulties, career challenges, meddling in-laws, young children, adult children, or aging parents. If your relationship's foundation is weak, it's like trying to construct a house on quicksand. For example, despite the attraction and chemistry you share, life can present unexpected hurdles. Financial struggles or demanding work schedules can place significant strain on your relationship. The result? You may attempt to weather life's storms together, but the relationship can become as turbulent as a cyclone chasing a tornado. The solution is to ensure that your values, beliefs, and goals are aligned. If you implement some of the conflict management strategies I've suggested, you're likely to navigate through the storms successfully. However, if your values and goals are misaligned, life's challenges may feel overwhelming, and you could find yourselves swept away in despair. Keep in mind that these outcomes serve as cautionary tales. A healthy relationship cannot thrive solely on makeup, sex, chemistry, or attraction. While these elements are certainly important ingredients in the recipe for a happy, long-term relationship, you will need additional components to truly flourish. So, add some spice to your relationship, learn to communicate effectively, grow together, and always keep a sense of humor handy, as you will certainly need it. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these situations have you encountered? Please share your stories in the comments so that others can learn from your experiences. If you enjoyed this video, the best way to support my channel is by engaging with it. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, sharing it with your friends, and perhaps even watching another video if you feel like it. Your support means a lot to us. Thank you for being part of our community. Sending lots of love your way, and may you be blessed.